Good morning, SEC. Oh my gosh. We made it. It's Friday, right? Best day of the week. If you had to pick one during the week, we are one day closer to some college football action. Let me jump on here. I know the cousins are piling in. Oh my gosh, man, we got a loaded show for you. Obviously, we got some bad news. Let me just get this party started here. You all probably heard. I've been blocked yet again by the Cracker Barrel. Jeez Louise. I mean, what did I ever do but love you too much? I don't understand it. Here's the thing. I get tagged with Cracker Barrel probably 20 times a day, right? And I never ask anything from them, but that one, it just hurts. It absolutely hurts. But you know what doesn't hurt is if you guys can jump on over there, not right now, but here in a little bit, to my bookie. Promo code SEC right now. They are matching your deposit 100%. Every dime you put in there, they will match it. That's the money you play with. We're 13 days away, right? Right now, in fact, in the notes, who is the best player to ever wear the number 13? I'll highlight those at the end of the show. But my bookie, True Legends, speaking of legends, I'll be over here at Tennessee Legend tonight, 7 o'clock, drinking my sorrows away. I hope to see everybody there. I'm telling you right now, if you get a chance to get over to Tennessee Legend, tell them the cousin sent you. Not only you get a bigger discount, but you're also going to get a nice little bonus gift. They got a place in Nashville. They got a place in Sevierville. If you're out of town and you said, I want some of that fine Tennessee Legend, just be sure to go to your package store and tell them to order it, and they'll be there within the week. All right, everybody's piling in. Let's see here. Who we got? Well, hey, we got a new family member. Oh, Crazy Rusco, welcome to the family. Appreciate you, cuz. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. You know, I want to tell you, thank you for keeping me in your thoughts and prayers. I mean, I've got a lot of support, and I appreciate it. I probably should avoid them for a while, you know? Maybe I could cut some LBs if I don't go down there, but waking up early. All right, let's get to it. What do we got today? We got a lot of things to cover. First off, I fixed the college football playoffs. You're welcome. Second off, Hugh Freeze going to be down here in the Plains. We're going to jump to him in a little bit, and in fact, that's where I'm at here on Auburn. I'm boots on the ground trying to figure out who the hell's calling these plays and what kind of psychological disorder he's giving our quarterback here. But I think we've got a little Michigan talk. We got all kinds of stuff. So let's jump into this here real quick. Let me go down here. Wanted to start off because college football being in the air, there's this, somebody asked, David Pollock earlier asked, he says, what's kind of a quote that stuck in your mind? Maybe something a coach has said. And somebody posted this. And man, I tell you what, I did not like playing against this guy, but I sure the hell do miss the old ball coach. This is one of my favorite lines. The real tragedy. So this is Steve Spurrier after learning the 20 books burned in a fire at the Auburn Library. The real tragedy was that 15 hadn't been colored yet. Oh, my gosh. Hey, Mississippi State doing something. Changing some uniforms, changing some logos. They'll be wearing all white at home against Tennessee on September 27th, celebrating 25 years since the 2000 team beat Texas A&M in a snowstorm at the Independence Bowls. Vols will have to wear orange or an alternate. I think all orange would be cool. Kind of curious what these uniforms are going to look like. You guys have probably heard everybody's sure as shit made fun of them. Tennessee's no longer with Nike. They have moved on to Adidas. I haven't bought Adidas since I was in middle school, but apparently I'm going to have to get some more. Big and tall there at Adidas. It should be a fun game. I think that would be kind of cool, white and orange. But it is a team that we've been talking about way too much on this show, which means probably it's going to be a hell of a football game. I know that sounds crazy, but I don't know. I still feel like folks are sleeping a little bit on Mississippi State. NFL news, Brock Bowers got a haircut. Oh, many times I got tagged in Cracker Barrel. Josh Pates got tagged just as many with this photo right here. And it's about time, right? You know, one of the wisest things I ever heard before going bald is says, you know, you need to fire it before it quits on you. And clearly his hair was quitting on him. He went with the shaved look. Now he looks like every prison movie I've ever watched. We do got another little funny. I thought this was kind of funny. Penix down there in Atlanta, new quarterback for the hot Atlanta Birds, and somebody just got fired.
They had a lot of words throughout practice, so I gave my words and just went a little bit too far.
Michael Penis Jr., the quarterback of the franchise. Oh, geez, yeah. Hey, all right. Let's talk a little Hugh Freeze here for a second. All right. Well, let me dump one last. I hate talking about Michigan, but it is coming up. This is Friday. Pete, he did post this. The NCAA has formally notified parties tied to the Michigan NCAA infractions case that announcement on the findings and punishments will be publicly released on Friday today. Sources tell Pete and Dan. Classic Friday news dump. That's what this one is. I'm not expecting anything to move the needle, honestly. I'm expecting something to get swept under the rug. You know exactly what's coming. We can't release our boy over in South Carolina to play running back, but we will slap Michigan on the wrist. And honestly, if they did, let's just say they removed national championship, right? Who cares? Them Michigan fans got to experience it. They got to live it. They'll never take it away. I think whatever happens here, it's just going to be stupid noise. Speaking of stupid noise, we go down to the Plains. Hugh Freeze apparently caught on video yelling at his young quarterback, vulnerable young quarterback, and quickly got deleted. I think the only reason I'm talking about this is because, for starters, you deleted it. You know, I mean, Auburn was in the news earlier about the play calling. If you recall, this is Lane Kiffin. Let me show you the original one here. Oh shit, I did two of the same. That makes sense. Let me read this one to you. So, long story short, play calling, we don't know. The coach came out here earlier this week. We don't know who's calling first down. We don't know who's calling second down. Derek Nix is apparently going to be calling the first down. Hugh Freeze the second down. Ken Austin the third down. And Lane Kiffin trolling. Thank you, Jeannie, for tagging me on this one. So does fourth coach call fourth downs? Well, Hugh Freeze did talk about the play calling, so here is Hugh Freeze.
I mean, you're kind of going from there. Is that kind of the way?
Yeah, it's Derek Nix is the offensive coordinator, and he does all the planning, scripting, in charge of the game plan. But man, there's no staff that it's not a collaboration on the plan, and I offensively or defensively reserve the right to say on the call sheet, I don't really like that one right here. But he does a great job for us. Kent kind of leads the third down plan. But other than that, Nick's kind of leads the charge and has the play calling duties, with me reserving the right to say, hey, I go over on defense and during the when we're on defense to do head coaching duties and do the same thing there and say, I think you ought to give me a hole player here. Or I don't tell DJ a whole lot, but there's times I can see what I think offenses are doing, and I say, hey, man, I think we need to cloud this. But that's the way it'll be this year. And while I'm doing that, they're the offensive guys led by Nick's are talking about the next series and what we should do. And usually there's another TV timeout or something, so I have time to get back on and say, all right, what are y'all thinking? Yes, I like all of that.
When it comes to talking to Jackson on the mic, is it just you talking to him?
It's both of us. We both have the ability to do that. And
you and Nick?
But usually the call comes through me, and I either, that's what we're doing, or I say, hey, you got it right now. And I'll try to keep my mouth shut unless I have time to see a check or something that I know we should go to. But hopefully we've done a good enough job coaching him that he gets us in those to begin with.
Is that similar to how you always have done things?
No, I wouldn't say. Yes, the planning, but I called, the majority of the plays at Ole Miss and at Liberty and Arkansas State and the other places. But Nick's has been with me so long, he's one of the few that I have a comfort level with because our verbiage is the same. So he's one that he and Kent both have been with me long enough where I feel comfortable not having to do that all the time.
Listen to how insane that sounds, right? I mean, not only is he talking about my man, I trust him. He has my full support, but the play's going to go through me. I can veto it. I'm in the quarterback's head with another guy that probably doesn't need any more voices in his head. I mean, this just feels like, man, I have said it all off season that I felt like Auburn was going to take that big step forward. And then it's freaking Hugh Freeze coming out here and doing shit like this that says, like, who's the captain of the ship? You know what I'm saying? I understand Hugh Freeze is an offensive guy. He's an offensive guru. But listening to these comments about play calling and who's this, who's going to do that, and guess what? At the end of the day, who's not going to get the blame? Hugh Freeze. That's what we're setting up, and that's why Auburn fans are so freaking frustrated. Wasn't the only frustration in camp. This video was posted and deleted, which I think is stupid because you know exactly what happened. Hugh Freeze came over and found out this video has started to go viral. Little confrontation in camp, but it happens, all right? So, but having it deleted like it never happened, it's just classic Hugh Freeze.
Hey, see what you did? No, now feel around yourself. You know what?
So, Jackson removed from this drill, yelled at by coach. Again, I like hard coaching is something that the greatest have been able to do. However, you kind of want to, don't you want to kind of have, I'm not there. I'm not on the plains. All right. But what was Jackson Arnold's biggest problem last year? Jackson Arnold getting between his ears, losing confidence. And now you're pulled from this drill 2 weeks from camp. I wasn't going to say anything until I heard these stupid comments right after. Hugh Freeze explains the heated moment.
I mean, you're kind of going from there. Is that kind of the way?
Yeah, it's Derek Nix is the offensive coordinator, and he does.
Well, it'd help if I uploaded the right damn video. Basically, let me see. I'm going to start up. Jesus. You could tell I am not on it today. It's Friday. The weekend cannot get here soon enough. I will tell you that right now. So I apologize for that. Let me get this cranked up for us here. All right, here we go. All right. So, geez, I'm going to get fired. Mike's going to wake up. He's going to see this. He's going to say, Shane, no wonder Cracker Barrel blocked you, because you are an idiot. And he's right. He is an absolute All right, it's uploading. While that's doing, I'm going to bring up. We're going to talk a little bit about the show topic. Before we do that, I do got some comments here. Let's. While that's uploading, it takes a few minutes, and I apologize again. Tennessee legend coming through. Going to be here tonight. Looking forward to see. I'm going to need some Tennessee whiskey after this. Tennessee legend sent Michael Valent. Michael, welcome to the family. I see the comments. Yes, I am going to be on vacation. I'm not saying that's where my head's at, but just it's funny. I've never been to the Outer Banks, right? And apparently the whole crew, that's where they wanted to go. So they were like, hey, let's do the Outer Banks. And so finally I'm like, okay. So then I start Googling the Outer Banks. And then apparently you can't swim in the water because they got unbelievable riptide. That's the last thing I'm going to deal with. On top of that, there was a flesh-eating bacteria. I don't know if the older you get, the more you worry about stuff like this. And then, there's a hurricane brewing out in the Atlantic right now. So I'm going to be like Josh Pate out here storm chasing. So let's just pray to God that doesn't happen. All right. So sorry for the delay. Hugh Freeze, heated moment. Let's hear his explanation.
Did you catch me throwing my visor?
I did, yes.
Yes, yeah. I've got to calm down sometimes with quarterbacks, but when we have, again, it goes back to when we have the right thing called, the expectation, and I think it's a reasonable one, is we execute it. And now, if we haven't coached it well enough when we get in there, maybe that's the case. I'll ask the quarterback staff, what did we tell him? Because we got him wide open and we don't throw the touchdown. And that's frustrating as heck. When you it's hard enough to score in this league and in any game really, but man, when you finally have one that's called right, you want to see us execute it. And that was the frustration.
Frustration. That will be the theme. That will be the motto down there in Auburn. They've got a tough road ahead of them. And the problem, this last thing, this isn't just an Auburn show, but it feels sure as hell feels like it. You got the biggest game, I think. I told you we did a power ranking of the most important football games. August 29th, that game against Baylor is so important. Maybe it's the pressure. Maybe it's the pressure getting to Hugh Freeze, the heated moment, the heat out there. I mean, let's don't forget it's 1,000 degrees down there. But this is a team that has to hit the ground running because their season will be decided in the first month. You lose to Baylor, you lose to Oklahoma, kiss the success that we all thought you could have goodbye, because it's not. Because you're not going to – if you're losing to those two teams, you're not beating A&M, you're not beating Georgia, you're not beating Mizzou, you're not beating Bama. And if you end this season with a 6-6, a 7-5, I honestly, I feel like that would just be disappointment down there. And I'm not sure that they would keep Hugh Freeze, because why would you keep somebody if – this is how you act? These are the comments that you say. People naturally want to pick on you if you say stupid shit like this. But all right, that's not why you're here. We are here to have fun. It's Friday. We're getting closer. Let them play the games, right? Let's see it happen. Let's jump into the theme of the show. I've got a call. I've been holding on this one for a little bit, but Sip calls, and he's got a question about the college football playoffs.
Hey, buddy. It's good, Cousin Shane. It's Cousin Sip talking to you from the Sip L State. I was wondering about the new playoff format and your thoughts on it. I know we got a full season ahead of us, but a decision about the new playoff format should be coming as soon as November. Currently, it seems that Greg Sankey of the SEC, Brett Yormark of the Big 12 are kind of leaning on the 5+11 model. Meanwhile, you've got Tony Petitti of the Big 10. He's pushing this 4-4-2-2-1 plus 3 at large model. Regardless, it seems inevitable that the playoff will be expanded to 16 teams. So my question to you is, what is your desired format if you're able to choose, and why? Thanks, big guy.
We got so many questions that are popping up about the college football playoffs, right? and it's a fight. It's basically a fight between us and the Big Ten on what it should look like. I really feel like Kirby Smart came out here the other day, says he's all in favor of a 5-11, which 5 automatic bids, 11 at large. Big Ten's not going to do that. They're not going to do that because they have 9 conference games, even though we joke about how weak that schedule is. They're just not going to come off of it. So we've heard the 4-4, I think it's 4-4-2-1, all these numbers. Basically, it would be 4 for the SEC, 4 for the Big Ten, 2 for the Big 12, 2 for the the other one, ACC, and then you got your G6 and blah, blah, blah. But, I really have thought about this. And, what would be the best, though? Like, how many times have we watched some of these college football playoff games and we're like, this team shouldn't be here, right? Don't get me wrong. G6 or G5 or whatever you want, that's one from the other conferences that aren't in the Power 4. There's not 5 anymore. There's really just 4. But how many times are they winning a national championship? I'll tell you, none. The last one, I think, was 1980-something. It was BYU, which they're now in a Power 4 conference. And prior to that, I think it was the 30s. So why do we keep giving them a spot? A valuable football game is absolutely wasted by this shit on our TV. So so this is part that's going on in my brain. It's like, how can we enjoy this sport a little better, but not take away, because you got Drink coming out here. Love them to death. But talking about 30 teams, I don't think expansion of college football playoffs is the answer. I'm not opposed to 16, though, right? I feel like that's a good number. We could have some good football games, but I don't think we should move any time further in that. And auto bids, not a huge fan of it, but let's not forget who keeps the lights on. It's the SEC and the Big Ten. So you better damn believe we better have some spots in there. And if it's not auto, we're going to have to come up with something. Wicked Brew called in. Appreciate you calling in, cuz. Says he's got an answer for the college football playoff.
Hey, buddies. Wicked Brew on Twitter. So let's redo this. 12 teams are fine. Seeding and selection, we're going to go back to the BCS model. It works. Why change it? It takes more than just some people's opinion in a committee. No guaranteed spots. Top 12 teams get in, top 4 get a bye. All games up to the final are played on campus like they are in FCS today. Lowest seed always hosts. Now, to do all of this, we have to move the season up to week 0. So we're starting week 0 now. Everybody goes to 1 bye week, and there are 8 conference games. Then, when we get to the playoffs, they start the second weekend of December. The quarterfinals will be the weekend before Christmas, semifinals on New Year's Day, and the final rotates between the Rose Bowl Stadium, the Cotton Bowl Stadium, and the Citrus Bowl Stadium, and they're always played on the second Saturday after New Year's Day. It's simple, it's easy, it's all about the college game.
Isn't it funny? Bring BCS back. I mean, it wasn't that long ago we wanted to tear that damn thing down, and now it makes sense because humans are involved, right? But the plan I've got for you kind of avoids some of that human contact. All right, we've got four Power 4 conferences: the SEC, Big Ten, ACC, and the Big 12. Right now, my format, we're going to 16. The reason is, I tried the 12 motto and I couldn't get it to work. And go with me. Takes a little bit. Just follow me here for a second. We're going to break it down. This isn't technically auto bids, but it is, right? We got 4 SEC teams, 4 Big Ten teams, 2 Big 12, 2 ACC, and over here in the bottom right, we're going to have the 4 highest ranked. All right, that's not in that committee. So there could be more SEC teams, there could be more Big Ten teams, but again, for me, guys, it's about the entertainment. Okay, so just bear with me here for a second. How can we make this more entertaining? For starters, I think the playing games, and don't get me wrong, the SEC championship is near and dear to my heart. I've watched some fantastic football games, but it's lost its luster. When we started doing this expansion, a lot of people said we're going to lose some of the regular season love. I don't think that happened. I really don't. In fact, I felt like more teams were involved in November trying to get some of those later college football playoff spots. However, that SEC championship did not feel fun. I mean, me and Mike went down there. I don't know if it's because Georgia's always there and the Georgia fans just don't care, but there wasn't any buzz in the air. And I kept thinking in my mind, if a team like South Carolina were here, if a team like Alabama were here, I think we would have a different environment. So instead of the SEC championship, maybe if you got to pay Mercedes, let's go down there and let's take the third best SEC team, fourth best SEC team, and have a play-in game. Do the same thing with Big Ten. Have a third and fourth. So instead of the Big Ten championship, the SEC championship, that game is going to take the third best SEC and fourth best, and whoever wins is in. Whoever loses is out. You want to talk about a fun football game? That's exciting. That's something to watch, right? You want in? Win. You want out? Well, nobody wants out. ACC. Now, obviously, we're not going to give 4 spots to the ACC or the Big 12, but what we can do is take the second best ACC team and put them against the best Big 12 and let them have a play-in. So that's part of the process here, okay? We are removing the championship games, but we're making them exciting and we're making them play-in games, all right? What does that leave behind? The best SEC team, the second best SEC team, the Big 12s. Those are going to play those the ones that are ranked that aren't in this tournament at to begin with. Okay, I know I'm losing a lot of you here at this point, but trust me, it will work. So we go with the play-in games. The week after, we got the SEC going against this, and then at that point, it is just on like Donkey Kong. There will not be a non-entertaining football game on that schedule. I feel like it's that simple. At the end of the day, what do we want to watch? Now, you'll notice there's not the G6. There's not automatic qualifiers for all the conferences. I think we got to kind of get away from that. 15, the 5-11 motto, I think could work, but now you got 11 teams being selected by a committee. In this scenario, I've got 4. So the only thing that the committee can mess up are those 4 teams that are going to be going against the best SEC and Big Ten opponents. So I don't know. What are your thoughts? Maybe it's stupid. I don't know. I really have given this a lot of thought. The college football playoffs, we're going to start hearing more of that later in the year. But there's got to be a budge. The SEC is not going to go to 9 games without the auto bids, and we're going to keep having the same argument. But I don't know. I think that's a pretty wise spot. But anyway, hey guys, I've got to get to rolling. Hope to see everybody at Tennessee Legend tonight. Cousins, I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you just don't call in. You got to save your call-in days because there's going to be some Thursday, Friday games coming up that we're going to want to watch. So get your ass to work. Be safe this weekend. You can't watch football if you're in jail. And if you need any bail money, be sure to give me a call. But I hope you guys have a wonderful time. I will see you guys in a week, and let's go storm chasing. See you guys. Go Vols.
Hey, buddy, this beer's for you, Mike, and Cousin Shane. That SEC podcast loves the Pirate, and the Pirate loves that SEC podcast. Hail State.